Told you to use a stupid intro, so I got my door back, I guess.
Since I was informed that, like the overly emotional and easily swayed sheep people tend to be, and they go really crazy over a good, mostly true story, I will inform you of one from a bit back. Me and my sister were on a road, right? Well, we almost got hit by a driver going 40 in a neighborhood that's supposed to be at 20. So, somehow, miraculously, nobody was hit, obviously, but goes to show when you're texting, like that person was, you can easily just almost end somebody's life in the blink of an eye.
So, what exactly are the most common distractions on the road that inevitably will end the life of an individual person while driving? Well, it seems these really small distractions that are extremely common are the topic of today. And one of these, the one that I'm going to be talking about the most, is one of the top killers of drivers and pedestrians and other people involved with driving cars and things like that. According to the CDC and the U.S.'s Department of Transportation, is phones. But these distractions that I will talk about today come in three categories, according to the CDC, which makes sense. Visual, which is basically anything that takes your eyes off the road. Manual, anything that takes your hands off the wheel. And cognitive, anything that results in you taking your mind off of driving, which as a result could end horribly, apparently. So, the distractions that tend to be on the road, though, that impact drivers the most, it's a long, extensive list, but here are a few things to note. Eating and drinking, which, according to a survey done by the All Injuries Law Firm, but in other surveys done by other associations such as the CDC, is that phones are one of the leading factors in motor vehicle accidents. Also, apparently, other accidents can lead to more accidents. Animals at the side of the road can be a distraction. The effect of said distractions, such as mobile phones, on drivers is a major risk to the safety of drivers, occupants, bystanders, and pedestrians. In 2017, a reported 3,166 drivers, pedestrians, and occupants of cars and other motor vehicles, according to the U.S.'s Department of Transportation, has slaughtered through one or more parties of individuals in each of those accidents, at least, involved, with these motor vehicle related accidents were distracted drivers. It's like 10%, something like that. No, it's 3,166 people. Anyways, though, within the last year, 2018, almost 40,000 people in the U.S. alone were killed in car accidents, and over 10% of those massacred were involved with or were distracted drivers. And those were just the reported people. There might have been more who were just distracted. And a lot of those who did admit to being distracted during the accident or were found to have been distracted had phones or were using phones. Were found with phones in their hands, These people could have easily survived and not been in an accident if it weren't for the distractions on a road and their actions to lead to being distracted and result in a crash. Remember, actions are everything. But Blake, what should we do, you might ask me or any other person? Well, there's many ways to quote unquote solve this problem. But in reality, it's not really a good solution. Most of them won't really work all the time. Because, phone companies, they've already tried. They've been using things like off while driving features, those settings where it's like while you're driving, it doesn't allow you to activate your phone, or rather use it. You have to, or by the use of government safety boards, which basically are reminders of safe actions to take, which, while you're driving. But remember, it's not just the government who tells you to remember not to be an idiot while driving. It is you. It is you and potentially even your friends if they're in the car. They and you are the ones who must remember not to be just doing dumb things on the road, like texting while driving. Because actions are everything. It is you who will be at fault if you're the one who creates the crash situation. It will be you who created those actions, and that is your responsibility. But the easiest thing to prevent you, your family, friends, and anybody else from forming habits that will distract the driver or other drivers, or even themselves that they're driving, is basically just not doing those things, not punching the driver, not texting while driving, not looking at random things at the side of the road while you're literally the one going 60 and a 70, or even 85 and a 30, I don't know. You gotta take action and prevent yourself from creating those behaviors. And your friends and everybody else must be able to prevent those behaviors being formed. But those won't reduce the full likelihood of an accident being caused in any type of scenario, environment, okay? Laws won't stop everyone. Regulations won't stop everyone from doing something that will result in a crash or death. It is the people. The person who is driving is the one who can prevent it. Only they can prevent the crash because of their actions. But it is the willpower of the many who do the right thing, like driving at speed limit without using their phones, or looking at a dead deer at the side of the road while going 80 and a 30. It's the willpower of those who will protect those who won't follow right in that type of rule. Because it's like, if you don't teach somebody to drive respectfully and responsibly, they will do something stupid. And as contradiction to that, though, if there's a law, somebody will inevitably follow it. No matter what, there will always be one person who follows it. And if there's a law that prevents some of these things from being legal, well then, that can still result in the reduction of fatalities by accidents and situations like that. But such regulations can only help people stay alive. Not everyone, but few. Few who will listen. It's those who take the responsibility and act accordingly on the road, who will decide if an accident will or will happen to them. Because you see, actions are the real killers. The decision to act, react, or not act at all can end one's life on the road, or anywhere else for that matter. A regulation won't always result in the best course of action being taken by an individual. The action of using any sort of distraction, like a phone, while driving, can mean the border of life and death will inevitably be crossed at one point or another. Also, the result may be different from such outcome, like just a minor injury, a major injury, or just nothing at all, like a minor scrape on your car. But as previously stated, an action is enough to kill anyone at any time, anywhere. To prevent deaths of others, make the right actions to protect yourself and others while on the drive. Not like using phones, turn signals, and so on. Just make the right decisions. Don't be distracted. And if you need to use a signal, use it. Contradictory, but I just said whatever. So, in my conclusion, the amount of people killed and maimed in motor vehicle accidents is way too high. Still is. Always will be. But the actions of one can prevent themselves from getting into an accident. If they prevent themselves from being distracted, they could easily just get away from it, the situation. And although accidents are on the decline, and they still happen. These accidents could easily be avoided, but only you can be ensured that you are protecting yourself by making responsible actions. Goodbye, and drive safely. Today, remember to not be distracted while on the road. Goodbye.